shrunken head itself from Slither. Great ult, just tearing apart the health bars here on the Hellborn. So 1-for-1 exchange. Hammerstorm will get out of that, but he's really, really low. And now it does look like the Hellborn are going to be in retreat. Are we going to be pushing the advantage? We got all 4 Legion up here. I mean, with that, I can't even say Devour's leading anymore. It's all Wild Soul at level 4. It's not even that. Defiler here at level 15. So they're going to be charging in here, I do believe. I mean, right now they have the positioning, and they're not going to have Tempest, and that's a very big thing, because without his elementals, without his plated Greaves, and without that portal key ult, I mean, yeah, they're just going to back off here. So WAHL, very smart, not going to be engaging this team.
Yes, as I was just gonna say, well, I'm not gonna go up there. That would be just, suiciding, because they look at Wretched Hack. She's got her sheepstick ready.
Yeah.
She's probably working on the BKB
Yeah.
now, and everybody, Valkyrie even going for the Rift charts, like straight after the Frostburn, just for damage and more damage and more damage. Bubble's going for, of course, initiation route and everything. Thunderbringer play more of a supportive role, and that Hammerstorm is truly, he is the word bitch.
Which is a little weird to see him in that position,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, he had a really terrible early game, and they don't have really dedicated support heroes. If you look at it, all of them not support heroes really. So, Hammerstorm can work without nearly no items, so it's not that bad. Obviously, a couple of what are they called? I don't know. However, a portal key would really be good, and
Love that
but he
sentence.
generally works really well. I'm just really astonished. This is a super awesome game. It's super, super awesome.
It's definitely shaping up to be a really good winner at this point. So, I mean, we do have
Wretched Hack has a shield breaker.
really Wretched Hag as a shield breaker. That's amazing. I have no idea why, but that's amazing. Coldra Sheepstick, of course, with her for that extra CC form factor. I mean, Bubbles with that portal key, as you were saying, that gives him a lot of movability, and I don't know, with crit shards on the Valkyrie. I mean, she's hitting for 300 when she crits. That's not a super amount, but it can only go up at this point. Now, do you think that they went that simply because of all the magic resistance they've been stacking on this team?
Definitely. When the enemy starts, stacking more and more magic resist, the most natural thing to do is, of course, just go for a lot of physical damage.
Which is pretty much exactly what they've done.
Yeah.
So we do have that teleport now coming back up mid. It will be a 5-on-5 up here. Wild Soul getting hit a little bit of initial harass, and this is exactly what we're talking about. The barrier idol is going to negate a lot of damage, and Slither is going to actually hit 2 heroes there with his ult. I still think he has yet to hit all 5. I don't think Hammerstorm is going to live through that, and now we got to wham on this barracks as quick as we can. Now that with the Hammerstorm down, it's 5-on-4. That Bear Gelon is definitely keeping people busy. The Valkyrie ult is a really nice touch. I don't think Bubbles' ult actually hit anyone right there, and that's going to be huge because this melee barracks is now going to be going down. Slither did pay for it with his life. Wild Soul is going to go down as well. Bound Eye needs to get picked up. Tempest with the ult just to keep them at bay, and Bubbles should be going down as well as she does with that Defiler ult now already expired. Who got that eye? Who picked up that eye? It was Tempest, so they're well aware of that. Devourer is not going to get out of that. No chance at right there, but we do have Thunderbringer now coming in. Defiler should be fine unless the stun's going to not hit her, and really, I don't know. Worth it? I think it was really worth it. They got that melee barracks, and now they got to put a lot of pressure on this top lane.
Yeah, that's it. That is the point. Like, Tempest waited really long for the ultimate, but it was okay because you don't want to, you don't want to screw it. It's such a long cooldown, and even with the heroes that were left, they did a pretty good job at executing it. Of course, the melee racks are down now, so there's going to be constant pressure. It's not going to be tons and tons of pressure on that top lane, but it's going to be definitely noticeable, and it's going to be also less gold in that lane for the Hellborn. I'm just not sure whether it is not a little too late for WAHL. I mean, pushing teams always have the chance of, go all in, or suddenly get a good team fight off and just push a set of racks. And that was not like the superb example what they did, but it was kind of the example. They were behind and they just went for it, got the push. Probably going to go for Congo right now.
It does look that way, but Druidz Revi, you know, the ward man himself this game, Hammerstorm kilt. Well, Hammerstorm's in a kilt with candles. It's kind of just funny imagery to me. But yeah, with
Yeah.
that ward, they're going to see this Congo going down. They have to mobilize, but at the same time, does not look like Congo's really going down that quickly. I mean, we have had bubbles hit this Slither, I don't know, image, and we do have, of course, Hammerstorm now in position. It does look like they want to go in on it. Out comes the ult. That's going to be put down to a lot of early damage. Thunderbringer might be paying for this with his life, but it does look like Wretched Hag with that invis is going to be landing that kill. And I mean, Kongor is still draining at this point, but I can only see Wild Soul is not going to be picking that up as he dies. Bubbles, is Bubbles snaking it? Who snuck it? It was Defiler. She picked it up and she goes down immediately. So not the best application of Kongor, but now that she's back up to full health, there's no one else that can rival her at this point. And even Slither might be able to grab the kill here on Hammerstorm. He will indeed. And Valkyrie with the tail between her legs, that Thunderbringer. I don't know. That was like a 4-for-2 sorry, a 2-for-3 exchange, but with that token alive, it really put Defiler in a very strong position. It was able to clean up a lot there. I don't know, you think they're going to push at this point? They do have the hero advantage, but they don't have that token, which is what they wanted, and they do not have that Tempest.
Well, they have the Defiler with a Axe of the Malphite. I don't know how she managed
Oh,
to
dear me.
stay alive that long to save a 3,200 goal. But she can, that is the good thing. If you get a tanky hero, you can just walk up that ramp without having to fear. She can just walk up there and eat a lot of damage, and and that's what she's doing. She puts out the ultimate immediately, and they're just pushing.
They're pushing very hard at this point. That barrier idol afforded them a lot of health, but I don't know. I think Devour is being out-tanked here by Defiler, especially with barbed armor now. So she's going to return a lot of that, but I don't think she's going to be getting out of this one alive. So they put up some damage on the tower, which I guess is kind of what they wanted. I have no idea where a Tempest came from, but he's going straight back into the grave. And who got away out of that? It was Wild Soul, simply because he just wasn't there. So very strong defense there by Druidz. They were able to keep their tower. And now, of course, top lane, however, is getting pushed a little bit here, so they always have to be aware of this, of course, with those very kind of beefy creeps. But it looks like they're going to be returning the favor of this defense tower. No chance of surviving.
That was just so sloppy. That was so sloppy that the Legion did not deny that tower. That was super sloppy. It was at 70 health. I can only believe that they didn't see it and it was pushed by creeps while they were trying to push into the enemy base. But that was such an easy tower kill for the Hellborn.
Yeah, speaking of an easy kill, I don't think this Valkyrie actually is going to be getting alive. But with the Invis now applied and the ult from Bubbles, I mean, it's never good to really use the ult for defensive purposes, but at the same time, it did afford them both their health bars at this point. They did a lot of damage here in this mid lane. This mid lane now losing, of course, that 70 hit point tower, lol. And of course, this base tower is now under heavy attack. Haig is still down, but she's up. Defiler down, so both teams back up to full strength. And like, have we seen anything big picked up here? Level 4 Rift Shards now on that Valkyrie. We have a Staff of the Master on the Thunderbringer, so great damage boost out of them. And I don't really know what Hammerstorm's going to go with that ring mail. It's either going to be a demonic or quite possibly a
Demonic.
barbed at this point.
Demonic. It's gonna be demonic. Like he's definitely gonna try to work towards demonic breastplate because, as you said, they were stacking so much, magic resistance with the barrier idol, with the shaman's headrest and stuff, that they probably, the Hellborn figured we're gonna go for physical damage, especially with the Wretched Hag combination. Wretched Hag and the Shield Breaker, you definitely want to get more physical damage out because the -5 armor gets worse the longer the game goes and the higher the armor numbers on the Legion go, and thus you want to get more magic armor. No, minus normal armor.
They
going.
both kind of start with M,
which
yeah.
is also very noticeable is that as well Slither and Wassel have been carrying bound eyes all the time, simply for counterwording. They try to counterword everything. Not giving the Hellborn a clue where they are, where they're gonna try to push, and just not giving up any kind of map control that they achieved ultimately.
Well, I think that just worked very well, considering Valkyrie jumped up into a nest of 4 of them, and the double tablet of command might be keeping her alive. Nope, Tempest is going to say a lot about that. I have no idea what stunned him out of that, but down she goes, and this is going to be devastating for Druidz, because with these heroes now dead, there's going to be a lot more pressure here on the defense tower. I really do believe that these mid Raxes are now down. The other application of that bound eye is, of course, that what you're seeing right now, Bubbles in Viz, living out of that, but they're still whamming on him. So, you know, the bound eye is simply for that Valkyrie ult at the same time as the counter warding aspect. So.
Definitely.
Okay, apparently I was really over-optimistic about that fight because only 3 people died.
Yeah, well, it just was a great showcase for what I said, which was like the Legion. Just look at the ward situation. We have 1 ward by the Legion. We have 2. One is actually in the base, which is really nice. I love base wards. They're super good. But
it's like a slap in the face, in my opinion.
It's also in the slap in the face, but it also makes it really easy. Normally to go up against any blinkers, because you can get vision and know when they're going in when you're trying to push up that ramp. I've seen, so you know, if you want to get up that ramp, that is just one of the most crucial things. I don't know in how many games you have been, Jester, but how many games have you failed to get up there and just, you know, get the racks down? You were in the lead, you had the towers all down, but you just couldn't get up there.
Oh, me? I never fail.
Yeah, you never fail.
Yeah, I mean, numerous games. It's really hard to crack that base against a really competent team. Yeah.
Definitely, and you know, especially if there are any buybacks involved, it's so frustrating. You know,
let's not
just
get
kill
into that
someone, he
topic.
comes right back, and oh well. And that's the great thing. I think if the Filer can finish actually off that that beam of hard,
yeah, that would be
that's gonna be
big pickup for her. Yeah,
that'd be huge. It allows her to be super tanky, and as I said, that's one of the best ways to get up that ramp is just have a super tanky hero who just walks up there. You know, the Filer pops her ultimate, and either they go in on her, which, you know, she can't stand for a couple of seconds, and that gives you the time to support her, or, you know, they don't go in on her and they lose the racks, you know. So it's a win-win trade for you, and that's what I really like. You know, that's a really efficient way of getting up there. Of, you know, otherwise it can be really a pain in the ass, to say it in kind words.
In kind words, yep.
Yeah, Valkyrie, what are you doing? Geometer Spain, Frostburn. It's gonna be, you know, gonna be finished into the very normal arranged agility carry build, as I like to call it nowadays.
Well, the twist
Watzel has his Frostburn.
She has the twist of the Rift Shards, level 4 now. Yeah. That's a good amount of damage. She's critting in about the 600 range, just a little under it now.
Yeah. I could do some Mathcraft, but I don't feel like it, because this is a very cool game. And Mathcraft is for boring games.
Like World of Warcraft. Anyways, so it does look like Legion is going to be gearing up for a run here, throwing in the Devourer image just to do a little bit of initial scouting. And I don't know, everyone's kind of, the contestants are gathered, the arena has been set. Are they going to be pushing up here? Are we going to see a game-deciding fight right here?
It could be a game-deciding fight. You know, any fight can now be game-deciding, depending how bad it goes for either side. And we can see the Legion, they're waiting for the perfect spot to actually go up there. Just looking how long the ward there up there. Okay, they got 2 minutes on that ward, so they got plenty of time. You got any idea?
They're probably going to time it to this top creep wave, because of course we've had the beefy creeps just slamming on them all day. Somebody has to go up there, and when they do, they'll know that someone's up there. That will probably be the perfect time to strike. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be anytime soon. I have no idea why WildSoul's off farming at this point, because he needs to be up here ready to strike at a moment's notice, but they have to really time it to the creep waves, I think. And that's the only advantage they have going for them. While Druidz is busy defending, they want the creep waves on the sides to push and do some damage. You know, take out half the hit points of this range barracks, for example. Or, you know, this bottom lane starts whamming on this tower to make life easier down the line. They have to kind of time it with their initiative, or they're just going to go right in and hope for the best. It's going to be one of the two.
Well, Bubbles has defended the creep wave. So
Yeah, and
and
they
they
know
missed
he's
it.
up there. And we do have Wild Soul right here, but we do have Slither. I mean, backing off. I mean, like bleh. What's the perfect moment? I don't know. They'll have to
Kongor,
decide.
they're probably waiting for Kongor. If they can take Kongor, that'd be huge. And you know, that's the good thing. I mean, they're behind, you know, in terms of